It's the time of the new moon in Pisces, and wow, holy. And first off, I'm a Pisces. Pisces sun sign expanding here, and this is the connection to the Hanged Man and being forced to face the negative and expand with a positive charge. And in order to do that, the positive charge must be found. But there is always a positive within a negative, just like there's negative within positive. We're whole. Now, right now, the Hanged Man is connected to the Prince of Pentacles. And this has to do with understanding manifestation. And understanding manifestation with the element of air. And we were talking about how this is connected to our guts. And right now, many are being called to fast. And that's because there is a direct link between the guts and the third eye. Okay? And allowing the energy, we're not using the energy to digest, we're using the energy to move up into the third eye. And guys, I've been fasting for going on 4 days now. And this is like the most liquids I've tried to not consume. But today I'm gonna break my fast with eggs. And that's the thing too, when we're on our quest, we honor where everyone's at on their level. And we're always at different levels, uncovering different truths so we can see different things at different times. And I remember when I first started off this channel, I was vegan and didn't consume meat for over 10 years. For all the reasons why I created this channel. But then coming back to eating certain meats because I got really sick. And that's just has to be my path. And I had to heal with eating animals again. And I had to heal with what that meant for myself being vegan and what that meant for all those years. But this is the thing. This is the quest. That's how you know love always wins. It's like God brings you back to everything you hate so you can put love there and see what happened. But I recognized I also had to heal with the circle of life. And knowing too, it's my choice if I want to consume animals though or still or not, and where I get them from. If it's done ethically and what it means. Are they having a good life? Are they living a good life? Is it being done ethically? And I don't consume that much meat. But I have had to integrate some of it back within my diet, and it has helped to bring me back to life. But I also honor at the time that going without meat brought me back to life. And being vegan had something to teach me. And being vegan is still a part of me, and it's still a part of my quest, and it's still a part of my path, and I'm still very passionate about animals. I came here to work with animals. I came here to work with the rest of life. And this is what being a starseed is all about.
Orbiting a distant sun, feeling warmth in starlit air. Cosmic journey just begun, glimmering without a care. Asteroids, they drift so slow, meteor showers light the path, cold as ice and soft as snow in this endless aftermath. Nebulae in vibrant hues, silent symphonies they play. Starlight beams and navy blues softly guide me on my way.
We're in the time of the Three of Pentacles. Now this is about deception. This is about healing from deception and lies and manipulation. And some of it is unintentional, and some of it is healing with the fact that sometimes people lie to protect themselves. Some people lie because they don't want to hurt other people. Some people lie because they don't want to lose out in love or manifestation. there's degrees of this. And also too, you know, the artificial matrix is always putting you in a place where you need to lie or want to lie, even just for your mental health. So there's a healing with deception here. There's a healing with truth, but then there is also honoring. You know, there are darker truths. There are darker, you know, degrees of truths in this world. And there's a healing in having compassion for yourself if you've lied in love, and if you've lied in your story, and to put love there and to see, why did you lie? To have compassion for yourself. Like, this is to have right now compassion for the deception between divine feminine and masculine, because divine feminine and masculine are working on clearing the templates in love. So they're getting to work within the Three of Pentacles here in order to understand manifestation and how thoughts and deception and lies help manifestations here, how it's part of manifesting. This is also realizing that your ego can lie to you, and you can unawarely be manipulating other people and yourself where your ego was protecting you. And this is what the time that we're in, all as a collective, is uncovering where we're not being honest with ourselves. And where we're not being honest with ourselves is creating patterns of manipulation. And we're healing that in love now, and we're seeing that no matter what, it does affect how we love ourselves. So with the star here, and the world, there is a completion of understanding how thoughts are part of manifestation and how thoughts create reality. And really something to do with phi and the golden ratio and how thoughts create with this energy, but this gold source-like energy. This energy radiates at the level of source, okay? And it's healing with why we lie in this world, but understanding why you don't want to lie anymore. And not doing it in love because of how it makes you feel, and being honest with yourself where you are really lying to yourself. This is like having a conversation with God. This is not even having a conversation with your people. This is having a conversation with God and being straight up honest with yourself and with God of where you're not being honest with yourself, and doing the work to see why, to shift it, to tell a new story, because it's time to tell a new story, because you're not staying stuck in the old story. You're moving forward in your life, and in order to heal your nervous system and move forward in your life, that's healing your digestive tract in order to heal your mind, where you house God within your body, within your pineal gland. And healing with yourself for why you've lied here in love, and where you see actually it's created patterns of manipulation. And remembering too, because there's a mirror where, and there's a without, where others have done that to you without, and how that makes you feel, and why you want to stop, and why you seeing that it's all, at the end of the day, it's like the heart of it. And we're going to the heart of the matter, because we're going to co-create anew. That's the time we're in. And it has to do with fantasy. Now look, because it's a new moon in Pisces, we have the Princess of Cups. And look this way, looks like a sea monster. And this is part of fantasies. Your fantasies can create fear and deception and patterns of wanting to escape, because it can be scary sometimes within the realm of fantasy, and Pisces knows that, because Pisces is whole. That is that two fish coming together, and why it is the oldest sign in the zodiac that is, you know, like they say, 1 foot in this world, 1 foot out, hanging with God, because they understand that too much fantasy creates escape, creates seeing the monsters. But it's part of being whole, and it's part of how you're creating here. And this is the thing, it's just understanding how to act with the fantasy. And this is where the Father comes in, and the Father of Wands, the King of Fire here, understanding how to act. And then this is what has happened. All of a sudden this is twisted up. All of a sudden this is untwisted, because this is going so far into fantasy through patterns of deception and pain and like the lower vibrations, like being caught in fear, being caught in the lower chakras. So you're being caught in the lower chakra centers. Now, you're not thinking clearly. You're caught in fear. But this is knowing how to act in order to get out of that. And it's to move the energy up into the upper chakras and to connect with God. And that is finding the positive within the negative. That is the Hangman. And right now there's a connection, of course, to the cosmos and to Mother Earth and Father Sky and going home. Going home. And speaking of going home, that's where the 10 of Cups and 6 of Cups come in. Now the 6 of Cups here is going home to Mother Earth and Father Sky, and the connection to children, and healing with children, healing with youth, healing with your children, healing with having children, actually having children. If you haven't children and haven't had children and want to have children, just whatever that means in your story. But this is also coming back home to your rightful parents, mom and dad, and playing again. Like, remember when you were young and you played. You're going to play with Mother Earth and Father Sky. That's the time of this activation. And that is how this is being created. Like, it's so beautiful to go back home, but it's also loving still the artificial matrix. It's loving it because the 3D is what brings you to the 5D. And literally the 3D is what brings you to the 5D. Your whole, you love your whole story because it's your story. You're not romanticizing your story. You're not playing this game within your mind of coulda, shoulda, woulda. That's been shut down because you've gone into your heart and you've expanded with your consciousness and God. You understand different now. You're on a different spiritual operating system. And we talked about that last time we met up. And you can find those readings in the channel. That's where I forget, there's mushrooms. I just know there's mushrooms on the picture. Okay, so the Hierophant is here. This is the pattern. The pattern of Metatron's cube expanding with the fruit of life. This is the feminine and masculine working together. And this is unknown. The feminine has to seek in the dark while the masculine expands what the feminine sees. And what that's connected to right now is what's happening within the 7 of Swords. This deception. It's clearing this deception. It's just clearing lies in order to clear communication, in order to clear telepathy. Just more mission work. Okay. Now, there is an activation through the 3 of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. This is where the shift in dimension happens. Well, look. The cup is what's filling what she's watering this with. Now, remember the connection to the 3 of Pentacles. It's remembering the connection to the element of air and how we are manifesting with the element of air here. And that's where the activation is. Now there is a direct message to compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. And that has to do with the message that we shared within the Seven of Swords last time. It was just a short. Okay, so hurt healing. That's what's being activated here, heart healing. And it has something to do with the Queen of Cups and the Seven of Swords. This deception and being in Pisces season and activating with your gifts. This has to do with clearing up all this deception within the element of air and going from here into here. Like, you know, here into here. Because it has to do with clearing with the element of air and understanding, you know, what you're forming into formation with it. And that has to do right now with temperance and alchemy and the positive charge in order to expand literally with the positive charge. And this is from evil to good. This is being into the elevated quote, an elevated order. And I say quote unquote evil to good because we understand what that means at each level. The perceptions shift. Okay? And so that's where those terms are used loosely, is because perceptions shift and change all the time as you reach each level. And sometimes you go back to another level from a different perception in order to see it from an elevated angle. And that is why it's called a spiral, a healing spiral. And this is clearing up this Five of Swords situation within the mind. Because what's happening within here is creating conflict within here, where God is housed within the third eye. And this is clearing this up to have direct communication with God right now and manifest and your gifts. So your electromagnetic field, your gifts, and your manifestation powers. And the Prince of Cups. This is where all this work, there is something returned. This is the manifestation. This is the gift, and it's of true love. It's of true love. It's of truth. And it has to do with this blossoming and the connection to Mother Earth and Father Sky and spending time with nature, spending time with the sky, relaxing, being in the energy of what you're creating, studying manifestation, praying, being you. And you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teachings. True love, the romance stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. And that is connected to the Prince of Cups. Through focused intention. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. And this is creating a whole new life. This is creating a whole new book. And this is not telling an old story anymore. This is resetting your nervous system and going from an old story to a new story through new patterns. So focused intention, and it's starting with thoughts, and it's clearing thoughts with the element of air. And that's why we're in a time of quiet time. But that is what's going to create the joy, okay? Okay. Alright. So, boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? And that has to do with the Seven of Swords situation with yourself and with others, right? With lying to yourself and manipulating yourself and lying to yourself and then doing it with others, and where other people are doing it to you, and why that feels, and why we're shifting that. Because we just understand, align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? with the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes, and that's why it's part of you, part of your purpose, part of your path, part of expanding literally with the light and understanding what it means to be a light being and expand with your electromagnetic field and manifest here and co-create and step into your divinity. And it's connected to the 10 of Cups, right? Because we're in the time of birthing a new age, new creations, dreaming a new world into being, and that is it. Thank you, Pisces season, and thank you to this new moon in Pisces. Much love. You know, I'm sending it to you, those healing vibes. Until I see you next time when we expand, take care. And get outside and spend time with the light. And spend time with the light within. Iman. Mirror. Who or what is triggering you?